Hi there and welcome to another edition of What's the Word in association with Ladbrokes. I'm Tom Malone. I'm joined by our usual panel. We've got David Jennings, Brendan Duke and of course Shane Mann from Ladbrokes as well. So keep an eye out. We've got an awesome competition to come this afternoon as well. Looking forward to that. A chance to win 2 tickets to the Tuesday of Cheltenham. We'll have a quiz question. We love a quiz question, don't we? Quiz question to come on that. So keep an ear out and we'll have a link as well in the comments for you to follow to enter. But do you enjoy the snow? Did you miss out on a bit?
Yeah, I missed out on a little bit because I was over in London, but...
I was going to say, it must have cost you a fortune in appearance fees, did it?
For the
preview nights,
yeah. Glad to see the back of it now, glad to see a bit of green.
You all right, Brendan? You get through it? Did you put the snow time to study time for the few days?
Yes, yeah. I just concentrated on Cheltenham and sleep, and that got me through.
No, it got you through. Okay. You went tobogganing, Shane, did you?
Yeah, I was pretty much cabin fever for the couple of days, Tom, as well. Couldn't leave the house, sadly, but as Brendan said, you know, bit of study done for next week for the roller coaster 4 days. So.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's pretty imminent as well. It must be pretty sorry. Go on, we'll have a few quick fire questions. All right, you ready for these?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll run them down along the line, okay?
Okay.
Will Faugheen run?
Yes.
Brendan?
Yes.
Shane? Will Duvan run?
Yes, but maybe not in the Queen Mother.
Intriguing. Brendan, will Duvan run?
Yes, and fingers crossed in the Queen Mother. I have my heart set in it at this stage.
Okay. Shane, will Duvan run?
He will in the Queen Mother, hopefully.
Will Super Sunday stay?
No.
Will Super Sunday stay?
Yes.
Will Super Sunday stay? Okie doke. What about Might Bite? Will he do a Might Bite? All sorts of rumours. He might wear one cheek piece.
No, I don't think he will. I think the fact that it's on the new course, it's further away from the shoot, and I think he'll be okay. I'm not saying he'll win, but I don't think he'll veer like he did in the RSA.
Do you think he'll do something funny?
No, I think David's point about the track, I mean, it's about 50 yards further across, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a very valid point. I don't know what to make of Might Bite. He might be settling down. He might have turned into a horse who just does enough now. That's possible. I'm very confused by that run of the King George, but I think he's generally settled down.
Do you think Might Bite's going to entertain us, Shane?
I don't think he will, Tom, but I don't fancy him at all in the Gold Cup. He's a late for me.
Okie doke. What about, well then obviously the next question for you is obviously no then. Will Nicky do the big race treble?
I don't think he will.
Okey
I
doke,
think he'll win with Altior and Bouverdare, but I might bite.
Would you give him the big race treble?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to give him a different big race treble.
Okay.
So obviously the Queen Mother,
Yeah.
the Champion Hurdle,
And?
the Stayers Hurdle.
Oh.
Lammy Serge.
Of course. You and Lammy Serge, you are two yeah,
They're
peas
best
in a pod, absolutely,
they're best friends, you might say.
Yeah, they're just as suitable characters, you and him.
I had a good chat with him last night now, and I said no messing coming up the hill.
messing.
So, yeah.
He's grand. Who'll have more winners, Nicky Henderson, Gordon or Willie Mullins?
Nicky Henderson.
Brandon?
Nicky Henderson, yeah.
Willie Mullins.
Okie doke. And who's going to let down those shorty acas? Go on, who's going to do it? Which one is the most vulnerable?
I reluctantly say Apple's Jade.
Okay. Brendan?
Yeah, not easy, but I will take on Lorena.
Wow, okay. And
Of the short ones that are just the better sides of odds against, I think Footpad is vulnerable against
Footpad
Petit
is
Mouchoir in the article.
okie doke. And who's bomb-proof?
Sam Crow.
Brendan?
Beauvoir.
Bouverdare?
Sam Crow.
Sam Crow. Okay, look, we'll move on to Saturday, of course, Imperial Cup Day at Sandown. The matchbook Imperial Cup will come in at 2:25. Don't forget that awesome competition to come as well, where we give you a couple of tickets to Cheltenham on Tuesday. So listen out for that
Can we enter?
question. Unfortunately, you can't. Although I think you're probably okay for tickets, aren't you?
Yeah, my mum, my dad, relations, friends. Yeah.
You're doing anything but talk about the Imperial Cup, really, aren't you? Anyway, Shane, start us off with some prices.
Yeah, so for the Imperial Cup tomorrow, Tom, What's Wrong With You heads to betting currently 5-1. La Patriote is at 13-2. Call Me Lord 8-1, along with Silver Streak. It's 9-1 Friday Night Light, 10-1 Huntsman's Son, and 12-1 Bar. Just a reminder as well, of course, many of them with entries for Cheltenham races next week. We got 16s about What's Wrong With You for the Martin Pipe. He's also in the county as well, same price, 16s. La Patriot 14s for the county. Call Me Lord 20-1 for the county, and Friday Night Light, another one at a big price, 40-1 for the county.
I mean, these bonuses and all for winning this race and then go and win at Cheltenham, it's pretty unlikely any of these are going to go.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I suppose a topical tip, what's wrong with you? If we were to all go through what's wrong with us, I'd say we'd be here for the Supreme would be over. But yeah, I think what's wrong with you is a worthy favourite. Nicky Henderson hasn't won this race since 2009 with Dave's Dream. I think this is the ideal type for the race. His form with the novices is really, really good. He was second to Chia, who is a talented individual from the Colin Tizzer stable. Like, he beat OK Corral at Newbury and beat him fair and square. OK Corral is rated 144 now. What's Wrong With You is rated 139. He's since been very impressive, beat Rock Point very impressively. He's going the right way. I wouldn't rule out, I think of all the horses in the race, he's the one that has the best chance of completing the double, because he hasn't reached his full potential yet. 139 underestimates him. I think he could go off quite short.
And I mean, that's a real theme this season as well. Like, previously you say, you need hardened handicappers to win these, but now you just need unexposed horses, don't you? These novices.
Yeah, and Nicky has so many of them to choose from. He's got loads and loads, and I'd say this has been the plan for quite a while.
Brendan, what are your thoughts on the Imperial Cup?
I think it looks a strong race, Tom. At the prices, I just favoured that Silver Streak, who ran really well behind Hunter's Call in an Ascot handicap that's worked out really well. Hunter's Call obviously was well fancied for the county before he had a setback. I'm not sure he was suited by the way the race was run. It was a bit of a crawl, and I think he just got caught out for a bit of toe. There's plenty of pace on here. The ground is a slight worry. He hasn't run on soft ground, but I think he'll cope with it. 8 to 1. I thought he was fair.
Silver Streak, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shane, anything for you or?
Call Me Lord, Tom. Around about 8 to 1 at the moment. Course and distance winner. 2 from 2 actually at Soundend as well. He's won various types of ground, good and heavy. Both those wins coming on good and on heavy as well. And as David mentioned, Nicky hasn't won it since 2009. But was only beaten 4.5 lengths the last day by Elgin as well, who has since been supplemented for the champion hurdle. So, 4.5 lengths off Elgin puts him in decent company here, I think.
Good stuff. We'll move on to this Mares bumper upcoming at 3 o'clock. Listed bumper for Mares. Shane, how do they bet here?
Yep. So just working off tissue prices at the moment. Tom, if we get the page over for the Mares listed bumper, Duhallow Gesture will go off around about 11 to 4. We think 130 then Posh Trish. Orchid Zalima will be around about 11 to 2. Diamond Gate 13 to 2. Queen's Cave 8's 10 to 1 bar.
Well, Mares bumper.
Yeah, I like a filly in this Queen's Cave. For David Pipe and Tom Skoo was with Aidan Fitzgerald when she won her point. She won a bumper on New Year's Eve at Utoxeter, and she was really impressive. Just loved her attitude, loved the way David Pipe was talking about her afterwards. I'd say she's quite good, and if she's 8 to 1, I'll be very, very happy.
Yeah, that looks fat enough. Brendan, your thoughts?
Me or the tip now?
The price and the tip. You're paranoid at this stage. You're obsessed with your weight. Brendan?
Mares bumpers, Tom. It's real subculture stuff, isn't it? Not a subculture I'm part of, I have to say. But I did like the way, I had a quick look at the videos, I like the way that Princess Roxy did it at Doncaster, and I thought she might have the run of the race tomorrow, so maybe her.
Cool. We don't give Posh Trish a chance. She looked decent in the first couple
Best
of runs.
form. Probably exposed at this stage. Didn't cut it against the boys last time, but that was a really good bumper, so you wouldn't hold that against her.
Hot race.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll be with Posh Trish. Anything else? Sorry, but on Goran, of course, it's been weird this weekend because Naas, who would normally have the Leinster National, they lost their chases and they're now going to Goran, so it's an all-hurdle card at Naas on Sunday. But so the Leinster National, now the tollsbookmaker.com, Leinster National now goes at Goran. Anything stand out for you in that? Yeah,
I think it's a good thing for my selection that it's changed to Goran. Fine Theatre, who I gave as a selection in the hurdle race at Fairyhouse a couple of weeks ago on this show, was so unlucky, wouldn't have won that day because the JP McManus own winner was very, very impressive. But I think Fine Theatre, who ran so well in the Thyestes, was probably given too aggressive a ride by Dylan Robinson that day. If he's a little bit more patient, it's dropped a pound from 134 to 133. It's in great form at the moment and jumps well, will be prominent, and this is obviously not as good a race to the Thyestes. So yeah, Fine Theatre, I'm giving another
slightly
chance.
Flatter track as well, I suppose, rather than that stiff finish.
I was thrilled when it was switched, yeah.
Brendan, your thoughts on the Leinster National?
Well, all eyes on a pair of brown eyes, I suppose, Tom, making his debut for Willie Mullins. I was going to chance a couple against him. He'll likely be a short price. I was Bonnie Kate, who ran really well. She was third in the Troytown. I thought that would give her every chance here. She got messed around at the start of the Paddy Power, never went to yard. I'd forget about that. And also this Score Mar, who looks pretty well handicapped over fences and stepping up in trips should suit him. I thought he was relatively unexposed.
Shane, how do they bet for the Leinster National?
Yeah, it's a tricky one, Tom, with this Willie Mullins unit for a pair of brown eyes. I suppose we have him in tissued up at 7-2. Could go off shorter, could go off bigger. We're not 100% sure. Glencairn View would be around about 7-1, along with Scoremar, as Brendan mentioned there. Poorman's Hill around about 8, along with Close Shave perhaps. Spacekill at 10-1, 11-1. Then Sutton Manor 11-1. Corjoy 14's bar.
Anything else on Saturday for you? Go on, you got your notes there.
Yeah, I fancy Wood Emery in the 2:30 at Gowan Park. It's gone up £9 for winning. I thought pretty impressively at Navan. Always looked to winner that day. Was gone from a mark of 90 to 99. Also at Ayr, Stuart Crawford runs Elusive Theatre in the 4:30. It's up to a mark of 125, but it won off 120 earlier on in the season. Beat one for Harry there very impressively. JJ Slevin is over for the ride. So I think it could be a successful raid for the Crawfords with Elusive Theatre.
They do well at Ayr generally, is it?
They do very well at Ayr, yeah.
Well.
Yeah, it's just across the way. Brendan, anything else for you on Saturday?
Just one, Tom. The 150 in Sandown is that competitive novice handicap hurdle. It's always a strong race, but a horse I like is the top weight, actually, the Russian Doyen. I was giving him a squeak in the Tallworth, but that all proved too much for him. But he bounced back to win in Taunton. The handicapper hasn't missed him now, but the extra 3 furlongs will really be right up his alley. He looks a staying chaser in the making, and I thought that he had a good chance.
Good stuff. Anything else? That's it. Yeah, Shane, anything for you on Saturday?
Just that listed Mayor's Bumper, Tom, Duhala Gesture, I think, could potentially be overpriced if he does go off 11-4. Previously with Willie Mullins as well, wasn't he? As far as I'm aware. The form of his one, or her win, I should say, when she won at Tipperary last year in May, has worked out pretty well. I think the 2nd, the 4th, the 5th have all won since, albeit possibly mediocre races. But 11-4, if it goes off around that price, could be value.
Good stuff. Well, it's time for our competition now. Of course, 2 tickets up for grabs for Cheltenham on Tuesday, courtesy of our sponsors, Ladbrokes, and we have a competition. The question is, which trainer has won the Racing Post Oracle the most times? Don't shout it out. Don't shout out the answer. There is a link in the comments there, so follow that, put in your answer, and hopefully you'll be heading to Cheltenham on Tuesday, courtesy of Ladbrokes, to see that.
Do you know the answer?
Cracking race.
I would hazard a guess. I don't know.
Please don't shout out the answer.
Well,
I don't think it's as
fair
obvious.
Chance is it not?
No, I don't think so.
I'm probably wrong. So
right, I'm going to give you 3 bets each at Cheltenham, right? And you're not allowed to put in Samco or Footpad or Apples Jade or any of them, okay? 3 bets for Cheltenham, slightly less obvious. Go for it.
Okay, slightly less obvious. Okay, Pertemps Final, Louis Vac Pouch, trained by Philip Hobbs. I'll give you that one. In the Brown Advisory Plate, Le Parisienne, 20-1's available in a place. I think he's well handicapped off a mark of 150. And in the Ryanair Chase, Balco de Flo.
Balco de Flo in the Ryanair to dethrone Anderso.
Yes.
Big shout. Okie doke. Brendan?
I will go with Super Sunday in the Stayers Hurdle, Dingo Dollar in the Ultima Handicap Chase, and Diez DBF in the Martin Pipe Conditional Jockeys Handicap Hurdle.
Okie doke. So they are a few prices. Shane, you got 3 for us?
One of the big enough price. He was a lot bigger now a couple of months ago. For his run behind Sam Crow at the Dublin Racing Festival, the Leopardstown Paloma Blue, I think, might run a big race in the Supreme for Henry de Bromhead. As well as that, I think Monolly will be very difficult to beat in the RSA. And
You're treading the line with Monolly, I've got to be honest. But anyway, go, we'll let you away with it.
Blackball then for the bumper as well for Willie Mullins.
Okie doke, that's cool. What about this weekend and best bets for this weekend? And of course, Ladbrokes go best odds guaranteed on multiples between 11 and 1 in shops. So give us a little multiple for this weekend. Probably nothing on Sunday for you, Dave.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go for What's Wrong With You in the Imperial Cup. I'll go for Fine Theatre in the Leinster National, and I'll go for Elusive Theatre. I'm going for 2 theatres. I think I did this the last time.
That is a nightmare for you. Go on.
I did this the last time. There was 2 theatres, and I'm going to go for Elusive Theatre in the 4:30 there.
Okay, Brendan.
I will go for a Trixie, very difficult this weekend. The Russian Doyen, the 150 in Sandown, the 225 in Sandown, Silver Streak, and to round it all off, I will go Scoremar in the 340 Gorn.
Shane?
Call me Lord for me, Tom, in the Imperial Cup. Glencairn View, I think, in the Leinster National for Tony Mullins, and finally Johalo Gesture in the Mayor's Listed Bumper at Sandown.
Good stuff. Just a reminder as well about that competition. We have those 2 tickets up for grabs for Tuesday of Cheltenham. So make sure you check into the link below and answer that question. Which trainer has won the Racing Post article on the most occasions? Anyway, best of luck with that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I hope you got plenty of winners over the next few days.